look at some notable games on the Lakers schedule. Luka could make his debut Saturday against the Pacers, or could it be Monday? And then in 2 weeks, Marc Williams will face his former team, the Hornets. Luka's former team is going to visit him in L.A. February 25th. But the game that everybody has circled, it's going to be April 9th. That's when Luka Doncic will make his first trip back to Dallas. So, Dave, what does a motivated Luka Doncic look like for Los Angeles?
I think they're going to have the best player in the NBA on a night-to-night basis.
We hope so.
Like,
we hope he is motivated by this trade. We would hope that that's how he reacts.
I mean, the GM survey has been calling for him to win MVP for the last, 3 or 4 years running. Like, he has as much offensive talent as anybody to play the game in the last 20 years, other than his teammate, LeBron James. J.J. Redick is the right coach for this, too. He calls himself a basketball sicko. He is going to be in the lab, running up all the permutations, going through his playbook, finding all the different ways that he can have both of those two players exploit the defense as much as possible. I think their offense is going to be incredible. The question is their defense.
Well, listen, it's not going to be hard. JJ, he's not going to have to go deep into his bag. The simple fact, every single duo I didn't watch or play with, I saw it with Russ and KD. We saw it with Braun and Kyrie. I saw it with Paul and KG. They go to the two-man game late in the fourth quarter, and they going to make you pick your poison.
Yes.
Braun is going to be the screener. If you switch, they going to find the mismatch, and they going to go to work on you. And if you come to double, both of them high IQ is going to make the right decision. Now you got a live threat. Again, Finney-Smith is finding his rhythm. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not picking them to be one of the favorites. Are they in the Western Conference? Are they a top 4 team? Yes. I still think no team in the Western Conference really want to see them in the 7-game series. It's hard to game plan against Luka and LeBron James.
Can I go back in the history books?
Yeah.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
Elgin and West, right? Magic, Kareem, Kobe, Shaq. Could this be better? Could this be better than the stars of Showtime or Kobe and Shaq 20 years ago? Like,
it has the potential.
That's a hard
it has
thing
the potential to be, because, like Anthony Edwards said, if he's the person we think he is, if he's the person who we respect and think of him, then he will react the way we think he's going to react.
That's saying a
and
lot,
if he reacts that way, then there's no stopping him. Like Perk said, whatever you do is wrong with those guys. You switch the pick and roll, they're going to take advantage of the smaller guy. Yeah. You hedge the pick and roll, Bron's going to slip into the pocket. Now everybody's available.
Are they going to play angry, both of them?
Yeah.
I know Luka should.
Braun been playing. He played angry last game against the Clippers.
To your point, since the trade, the King been cooking.
Yeah.
Since the trade, the King been cooking.
K-A-N-G.
Yeah.
The way he approached that Clippers game was him showing that he is fully behind this trade. He's going to do everything in his.
He know what he's doing.
Everything in his power to make it work.
Yes.
And he is engaged, and you're going to get the best version of LeBron James. And guess what? He's been asking for Rob to trade the picks for years. He did it. And he got a top 5 player in Luka, a vertical center in Marc Williams, and a real shot for LeBron James to end his career with another championship.
And the angry Luka is the most intimidating offensive player in the league, I think.
I mean, Rudy might agree with you on that one. Let's take a look at what the new Lakers starting lineup could look like here. It features plenty of size. Everybody is at least 6'5". A true 7-footer in Marc Williams will now be manning the middle. So Bobby, do they have the right pieces around for now and the future? We've talked a lot about the future with Luka this week, but what about for the win now window that LeBron wants to capitalize on?
Well, I think your front court depth is really in good place, because look at what you could do. You could put Dorian Finney-Smith in for, let's say, Rui Hachimura, and then you could put Jared Vanderbilt in for Marc Williams. That's coming off your bench. Here's my biggest concern, and I like everything that the Lakers have been able to do. Here is your backcourt depth, certainly with Gabe Vincent and Shake Milton. They've got an open roster spot. Let's see what shakes free with the buyout market. They can go out and sign a player as long as it's below 12.8 as far as he was waived from. But as far as the future here, everything on here is under contract. Keep an eye on for Dorian Finney-Smith. He's extension eligible within the next week, as far as maybe they can lock him up for a long-term deal. And moving forward, if this Laker roster, we get to the offseason and this doesn't work, of course, your biggest trade chip would be Austin Reeves. So that's kind of your backcourt. But for right now, I really like their front court depth. Little bit of concerns when we get to the backcourt, but remember, when we get to the playoffs, it's an 8 to 9 man rotation that gets shrunk a little bit.
Yeah, and certainly it's going to be interesting to see where Austin Reeves fits in all of this, because now the Lakers are sort of manning this line between want to win now, but also need to build towards the future. And Austin Reeves, we'll see whether he fits into those plans.
Oh, thug tears.
Yeah, we asked you earlier if
Hey,
Jimmy Butler still had something left in the tank.
Plenty in that tank.
How good can he be with the Golden State Warriors?
Like we talked about earlier, the offense is going to have to change a little bit. The pace of the game is going to have to change. Jimmy likes to get the ball in half court, work the offense, get other guys involved. He'll get 2 feet in the paint every single time, but he's looking for sprays. He's looking for guys to be open. So I know that they like to get up the court real fast, and Steph likes to come off pin downs. The ball finds energy, but Jimmy plays at a little bit lower energy offensively just because he likes to get the ball in his sweet spot and make plays for other people.
Look, the Warriors ceiling with Jimmy right now is a first-round exit, okay? Listen, I was looking for the Warriors. I'm thinking that they're going to go out there and, go get a BEYONCE or a Taylor Swift. They end up getting a NICKI MINAJ, and that's okay.
Whoa, you about to...
That's just...
Hey, listen.
But that's not...
Whoa.
But that's not... But that's
The Barbie's going to get you, boy.
The Barb's
going to get you, boy.
Ain't hard to find. Listen, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that is Jimmy Butler a great player? Yes. Is he one of those powerful mover needles at this point that he's a second option? I don't believe so. I don't think he's going to take the Warriors and elevate the Warriors to where they need to go. And ultimately, that goal is, if you have Steph Curry, it's all about winning championships.
I agree with you, Perk.
That's not moving the needle to this.
Not in the West, it ain't.
Perk, as long as Jimmy Butler is not Tony Braxton and breaking up the Dallas Mavericks and coming in and breaking up the Golden State Warriors, they have given Steph Curry a chance to get to the second round. Because what they have shown this season is the inability to score in the last 3 minutes. They have not been able to stop teams. Steph Curry is getting loaded up defensively, and he can't score in the final 3 minutes. And what you now have brought in is a guy who is going to be physical. He's going to be able to get his own shot, score. He is clutch, and he can defend. I asked Draymond Green last night, how's this going to fit? He said, we win, all 3 of us. That is how it fits. He said he's got a winning effing pedigree. He got close. He didn't get over the hump in Miami. Sorry, UD.
That's okay.
But he
ain't
said,
getting over the hump in Golden State either.
yeah, we have a winning pedigree in Golden State. And so he said, when I look at Jimmy Butler, I see a lot of the same things that I have, an edge, an intensity, an aggression. Those are things that they need very badly.
I need all y'all to stay in your lane when it comes to these references.
Take it down just a couple notches.
Okay, just a little. No, I love you guys. Perk.
Yo.
How dare you? We don't slander queens in the music
I didn't
industry
slander
out
nobody.
here.
I
We
didn't-
don't do
I didn't
that.
slander nobody.
The only thing is if we're going to talk about lyrics, I can do bad all by myself. That's Jimmy Butler. He can do bad all by himself, and he's going to help them. There are multiple teams that are not championship caliber, but they're hoping to build pieces, not just now to the end of the season, but over the offseason. We knew that the Golden State Warriors made their biggest move when the offseason came. This is a step in the direction. Draymond's 34, Jimmy's 35, Steph is 36. They're all aligned with how they approach the game, see the game, and want to maximize each other's career. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Thought was the Golden State Warriors are saying, all right, we're gonna upgrade you. That's what we're trying to do
Thank
here.
you.
Bobby, did they achieve that?
I think they did. And
You have to only answer in BEYONCE.
First, there's not going to be any slander from me, Janae.
I got you. I got you.
I think the big picture, how you look at it, basically, Golden State traded Andrew Wiggins for Jimmy Butler. Okay? Because no offense to Dennis Schroeder and Kyle Anderson here and some of the other players that were part of that, that's kind of the big trade. Now, the big question is certainly, what else do they do with the rest of their roster? When you're trading 4 players and you're taking 1 player back, you've got 3 roster spots to go. You've got a little bit of flexibility. I think in the meantime, you're going to see a parade of players on 10-day contracts, at least up into the deadline here. The other question, too, is where's Jimmy Butler from a conditioning standpoint, right? The last time we saw him play was about a month ago. So you're integrating him there. What they do with the rest of the roster, I think, is going to be important, certainly in the next couple weeks.
I also think, Bobby, it's difficult for teams to play, right, when there are trade conversations swirling around the way that they were last night. Case in point, what Steve Kerr said. Let's all take a listen together.
The league should consider making the trade deadline, at the All-Star break, just so you don't have to face these games where Guys are getting traded half an hour before and a game, and you're trying to process the emotions and trying to win a game. I don't know if it's possible, but it'd be great if we could move it back to, or make the last couple of days, before the deadline, like off day. I don't know how to do it, but these are tough days for sure.
You were with the Golden State Warriors last night. Does he have any sort of point here?
Yes, because they found out moments before the game, really half an hour, that they were not going to have 4 guys. So basically they went, yes, it's the Utah Jazz, I get it. But now you just had this gut-wrenching meeting telling guys that they've been traded, guys that have been with these guys for a while, that Andrew Wiggins was beloved in that locker room. As Steve Kerr said, a gem of a human being who basically just had a baby a couple weeks ago. Dennis Schroeder just really got a lease on a house. These are all guys that found out that they were being moved on, and now you have to play a game. Well, what's interesting to me is that Steph Curry, though, also had his mind on fitting in Jimmy Butler at the same time, because at halftime he texted with Jimmy to say, welcome, can't wait to get started, everything like that, but also still trying to win a game. There was just a lot of emotions going on for Golden State in that game last night, and then you saw it kind of play out at the end where they lost.
I just saw Perk shaking his head.
No.
I think the one thing I would say to that is what Richard said earlier in the show did ring true to me. You need it to be within an environment where players still are owed these conversations face to face. And so sometimes on an all-star break, getting a call when you're on some sort of beach in Miami or Cancun or wherever, maybe that's not the goal either. So there's going to be some things to be figured out here.